Howdy. Just a second. 2, 3, 4, more seconds. Okay, so there you go. I just didn't want to blind everybody. It's like where we left off. No matter how many times you ask, Rosa, I will not go out venturing with you. You're my friend, yes, and that will never change. I do not dislike you, but I do not enjoy traveling. As Noir, it is nowhere near as frightening as you imagine. It's just a trip, that's all. The outside world pays host to many flowers that cannot be found in our village, and many people we've never met. Even the shapes of the clouds are different there. Remember the seed I brought you from outside? I can guarantee that you've never seen any flower with its shape or color before. It's still a seed now. I plant it, and then we'll see. If you're willing to go with me, we might be able to see this flower with our own eyes. Rosa, I'm sorry, I have no wish to travel abroad, nor do I want to become like those venturers. By the way, taking this down a notch. Okay. They always fret about the value of carpets and pay no mind to beautiful hats. This is how your travels change you, and it scares me. That is true, but have you noticed the maps, the plant samples, and the travelogues that fill their luggage to bursting? We search through different bushes and scrubs like a gust of wind. Like rivers passing through another lake, we encounter different things and we too become different people. This is how travel changes you, and it scares me too. But I'm thankful for those changes as well. I'd compare it to a slice of bread with cream slathered on both sides. You're going to make a mess no matter how carefully you try to avoid it. With cream slathered, not cream. In that case, I'd spread the cream on separately. That way, I can even smear on different flavors. Not a bad call. I'm sure it will be a filling meal. Not a bad idea. You should keep your hands clean. Oh, it's you. Here at last. Rosa has been telling me how wonderful the outside world is, inviting me along to venture. Do you know much of that world? Is it as he says it is? Yes, it is. In the outside world, there is no lack of new things to discover. The world inside isn't too bad. That's true. This is your home after all, Snarp. I'm sure you'll like it here. Also, friends, you are familiar with live, I guess life here. There are many pretty flowers and delicious cakes. Indeed, I worry about losing these, and I fret about them constantly. This is all good, wonderful even. I have no wish for them to change, nor do I wish to change. But venturing abroad will cause everything to change, won't it, Rosa? Yes, it definitely will. I will not deceive you, nor do I wish to sadden you, dearest Noir. Alright, I understand where you're coming from, as I'm sure you do me. I need time to consider your invitation before making my decision. If nothing else, let us simply enjoy this pot of tea in peace. Alright, I will accompany you, Noir. There is still much time before my next voyage. Until then, let us consider this issue together. Okay, I should have read that previously. It also has subtle hints about what's what. But usually, like, for example, the after talk is not that deep. This was kind of the deeper. Okay. Okay, nothing here. Okay, where's the quest? By the way, can I do this? Yes. Shouldn't this be like less? Okay, I don't know how that works. So dailies are done. And what else? Map. Nope. This is the Finches thingy. Okay, so these are the ones inside. Oh, by the way, I don't have a coffee. Let me just a second. Come in. Woo. I forgot to mute myself. I should have farted or something. To keep you guys entertained. Like the 0% who is here. At least there's no professionalism needed. Cause I'm not a pro. There. I mean, I know that I left one of these puzzles behind because I did not know that I should have just finished it right there, like in 2 seconds or something. What? Okay. So what do we need to do here? Wait. Here I can drown. Come, Paper Frog. Welcome, dear guests. I presume you are also here to watch the competition. Welcome, in any case, to Rainsong Pond. You have come at the right time, but also perhaps the wrong one. The competition is coming to a close, with only the final, the results of which is already beyond doubt, left to take place. I'm sure you have heard of Forobert, Caribert, and Estampe. Estampe. They are both leading exponents in the art of jumping, but in my experience, Forobert is sure to win. Forobert is far better at this than all other Paper Frogs and has won countless championships as a result. He is therefore the undisputed favorite. He has the strongest legs, the most agile mind, the most resolute spirit. Most importantly, he constantly seeks to share his know-how with all other frogs. Estampe is like me, one of the Paper Frogs who learned by watching him. We respect, trust, and believe that he will once again achieve great success. Before the final begins, I'd like to stay and practice a little longer to prepare for the next round of competitions. If you do not mind, we could practice together. Perhaps you might even come up with some good ideas to help me jump all the better. So after choosing the Paper Frog who will save the princess, will you still organize these contests? Of course, this is not just about rescuing the princess. Most important is the contest itself and what it teaches us. Self-belief, resolve, bravery. Only a Paper Frog who understands and embodies such virtues will emerge as our championship. Come then, dear guests. Let's see if you can feel the virtue inherent in our contest. Okay, let me have a go for really. Observe the Paper Frog's next attempt. Oh dear, what a terrible collision. Come on, chin up, buddy. I've come to aid you. Okay. Okay, let's do this. What? Yeah, definitely, because what the fuck is happening?
What could the children be up to? Never mind. Let them do as they please.
What? How do I control the water spout? Oh, if the frog jumps, the water spout stops. Like, makes sense. I was like, not. I thought that I want him to jump on the leaf. Yeah. Compo Paper Frog, not bad. You're quite good at this. If you have time, I'd be willing to recommend you to the organizing committee. The next time we hold this competition, we'll be able to measure ourselves against one another. Still, I shan't take up more of your time until then. The final is about to begin. I guess we'll have to see just how good this Forobert guy is. I mean, I don't get this at all, because that was stupid. Entirely, but whatever. You blow your socks off for sure, still. He did seem a bit nervous when I saw him recently. He was constantly practicing the most basic moves and then getting annoyed at how he was performing them. But these are the finals. It's normal to get nervous, right? Yeah, these are the finals. A bit of nerves are to be expected. That's what I thought, but no, I still believe in him. He's not the type to give in so easily. I've got to keep practicing myself. If you'd like, dear guest, feel free to have a look around. I mean, I go for that one. The finals are about to begin though, so be sure you don't miss them. I'ma be sure. Seconds, man, seconds. I hope everyone will be able to do their best today, and that they won't give up even if they fall into the pond. Okay, so you're just talking. Then I guess that's where I need to go. Greetings, honored guest. You don't seem like frogs. What tells you that? Nonetheless, welcome to Rinsong Pond. May your legs be limber. Tell me about the competition. As you have seen and heard, this contest is to decide the frog who's best. To decide who's the best frog at jumping. Our contestants go through the qualifiers, group matches, and elimination matches, and only those who make it through all these can reach the finals. That sounds kinda complicated. It's not complicated at all. Simply step into the arena and clear the challenges that lie before you. Dear guests, if it suits your fancy, you can also try out the bouncing contest here. This is meant to test the contestant's speed and stability when jumping. I was just about to do some practice here, then take part in the next contest. But my skills aren't exactly up to par. I can't jump well enough on my own. Would you two be willing to assist me? So there's no competition ongoing here? I'm not the best jumper ever. Paimon can fly, so she doesn't have much use for jumping. You've got the wrong end of the stick. It's not about being good or not, or whether you need to jump or not. Of course not. It's not about that. It's always like something that you cannot fathom on your own. The word contest is the key. It is the spirit of competition itself that keeps us lively and spry. I mean, that's actually true. So come, dear guests, you'll enjoy the bouncing contest too, I guarantee it. Hey, yo, what? Not good enough. Oh, fuck you then. Right. Okay, tell me your thing. Hey, this game is pretty fun. Don't you think Paimon wants to give it a try too? Then be my guest. Paimon can pose as if she jumps in the air too, you know? It's pretty much the same anyway. I knew you'd enjoy the bouncing contest. But just now, that was just a game. This is a long way off from a real contest. Only the very best of the best of us can take part in the latter. And this contest will decide who is best suited to rescue the princess. It's just so exciting. Sorry, dear guests. My apologies. I just can't help but ramble on about Farabird. After all, the whole reason we've organized so many contests was to choose the paper frog with the steadiest, furthest, most awe-inspiring jump so that they could go rescue the princess. There's still some time before the final match begins, so feel free to take a look around. Horello will use his booming voice to remind us when the competition is about to begin, so listen out for it and make sure you find good seats. Okay, so I guess... Oh. And here it is. Here it comes. My fine hind ladies and gentlemen. The unparalleled Farbert steps forward to make his leap, and he jumped 3 lotus leaves and fell into the water. It seems we have a champion. The one who will welcome our princess is Estampé. Congratulations to our... No, Mr. Horlalu, I protest. This is ridiculous, absurd even. I shall not accept the title of champion in this manner. Goodness gracious, by this morning dew, come on, come now. You surpassed Farbert in front of all frogkind. Farbert slip up, that's all. He's just not in good form, you know. That will not convince me, nor any other paper frogs. Anyway, let's give Farbert a moment to himself. We'll continue this later. It seems we have guests. Welcome to Rainsong Pond. What can I help you with? What's this competition about? We saw a frog make a really awesome leap. Ah, then you must have caught a sight of Herbert. He is one of the participants in this contest and the finest jumper in all the pond. Or so he once was. A contest? Oh, Paimon gets it. This must be the sort of competition to see who can jump the best. I mean, what the fuck? Was this where we should have come first or something? Because we know that this is a contest and it's a jumping contest and whatnot, so... Okay, very sharp of you, young lady. That's exactly the sort of competition we're running. Only the most legendary leaper and skilled skipper may take the crown, thus earning the great burden of rescuing the princess. Sounds pretty cool. Shame we seem to have missed it all, though. Otherwise, I'd have taken part. What a shame you'd have done so well too, Paimon. Why, Paimon? Flying doesn't normally involve much bouncing, you know. It's like as if this was written and then they wrote like an entry, small thing before this, and they forgot to change this as the introductory to the contest. Whatever. Flying's faster than jumping. It'll be an easy win for you. But wouldn't that be cheating? You're supposed to use your legs to jump. If one of us had to take part, it would have to be you. Still, Paimon's never seen you jump that far before, except when you were jumping away from monsters. In that case, you do well to ask our champion over here for some advice. My apologies, dear guest, and Mr. Horaru too, but I said it before and I say it again, I'm no champion. But as sure as the lotus stems stand, according to the rules, you are the champion. I'll be the judge of that. Thank you very much. This contest is meant to pick the best of us, the most skilled of jumpers, to go save our princess. This is a matter of the honor of all frogkind. And Farbert is the very best of us. You know this. All of us do. So Farbert was really that impressive. And I'm curious if he slipped intentionally because he didn't want to go to save the princess. We've heard a lot of other paper folks talking about him. Is everything they say about him is true? That's right, Farbert was the best frog in our pond. He could easily bound all the way across 12 lotus leaves and land on the 13th, and he'd land so lightly that dew upon the leaves would not be disturbed. He could even jump between lotus leaves amidst a flowing river and not fall into the water, no matter how fierce the current. So, age comes, maybe, erosion. But we just saw him, so I'm guessing he's not in good form right now? Yeah, he seems kinda down. He looks super sad when he was leaving just now too. He's just having a temporary rough patch. That's the only reason he made that mistake. Please, Mr. Hordaru, for the sake of the contest and the sake of our calling, I'd like to ask for a rematch. If you deem it necessary, you can consult the opinion of all the other frogs. I am sure they'll concur. Listen, Estampe, I know you're a capital fellow, sharp-minded, and upstanding to boot. But did you not see how Farbert was faring? He left without even attempting to make another leap. And speak with him. We've trained together all this time, so I know how he feels. He'll understand. Ah, for the love of Lotus Thieves and loosened you. Alright, I go with you to meet Farbert. Welcome along too. We're really good at encouraging people. And we're great jumpers too. Now we are? Huh? Have you been secretly training behind Paimon's back or something? I'm just good at making others jump. A long way away. Both humorous and polite. Thank you for your goodwill. In that case, let us go together. With any luck, and that good humor of yours might soothe his sore spirit. Won't protect us. I wonder which shall serve us better, the soft or hard approach. I'm trying to find the parallels, but I don't see. It's probably representing something else. What I'm catching on is someone intentionally losing some way. But who might that be? I mean, oh, okay. There's going to be a contest in Natlan. We know that. So it's probably about that. And not something that we already know of. There we are. He's here! Ah, there you are. The award ceremony is over then. Just the opposite, in fact. Both Mr. Hordalu and I are of the opinion that things are far from over. Indeed, I hereby announce in my capacity as a referee that you, Mr. Farbert, have one more chance to jump. To maintain the fairness of this competition and to fulfill our duty to the Koning, you must do a re-jump. Dear Mr. Hordalu, I, as a contestant, cite the competition rules pertaining to competitive behavior that may bring harm to oneself and one's tribe. I forfeit my second jump attempt. I do not want to disappoint everyone again, nor bring ruin to our calling. This is the only truly responsible course of action. Wow, what a professional answer. He even had the specific clauses handy. He even gave it a touch of emotional appeal, as if it was rehearsed. Prepared. Alright, looks like playing hardball isn't going to work. I'll send you and Lotus Thieves. But you haven't left the venue. I don't understand what you mean to say, dear guest. This is the best place from which to watch the competition unfold. If you really wanted to give up, you wouldn't have stayed here. That's true. You can see everything that's going on in the long distance jumping contest from here. If he really had given up and no longer wanted to have anything to do with the contest, why would he stay? I mean, that's a very bad argument, I think. I don't wish to talk about this anymore. I believe I've been clean. Sorry, Stampy and our two guests as well. He didn't even wait for Paimon for the finish. Hold on for the bird, for the pond's sake. You too should hold, Mr. Stampy. I have an idea. So tiring. Hang on a moment, listen to us, would you? Is there anything else I can help you with, dear guest? You saw the terrible state I was in. I admit I mostly knew what you were going to say the moment I saw you arriving with this Stampy. My answer is no, and so it will always be. Look at my ankles. They are not ankles that can carry such a heavy burden, not ones that can save a princess. They look like pretty sturdy ankles to me. A finer pair of ankles I have never seen. Yeah, Paimon hasn't either. But I made a mistake. No, I have been making mistakes all along. I'm sorry, E2, but I cannot continue competing. Okay, but the competition can represent stuff. So I can see one parallel here. I mean, to the Celestial. Because you know that there is this guilt when somebody wants to do better, and they are like, no, other thoughts, other parallel maybe. So first thought was different, but the second thought was like Dane's Thief. That it references Dane's sleeve because of the saving the princess. So if we are about to save the princess, but then yeah, but also to save the princess, if the princess is the what I refer to is the dragon egg that that Tewot is in, but basically the word. So Tewot, the princess. That's what I'm saying. So if Tewot the princess and the primordial one is the one who wants to save Tewot, but has to do some things along the way that she's not proud of, and has the guilt, and then it's more like, okay, others should save Tewot, not me, because I'm doing it wrong. But others don't do it right either. They are doing mistakes as well. It's just so if that's the moment that's represented here, then I guess it's cool. But I don't think so. It's more like I see it here. No, more like I can think of that scenario because of this situation, and because of that, it could actually be that the primordial one is absent because of guilt, and we will have to somehow bring her back, which would make sense in our story with Paimon. All frogs make mistakes. They just need to learn from them. That's all. Good guest. You do not understand. I initially believed that mistakes were mere drops of dew that fall from upon our heads, nothing that could truly knock a froggy down. But I was wrong. Perhaps they were never mere drops, but rather more akin to rocks at the bottom of a pond, withered wood stuck into the waterbed, or a vent hidden within the muck. So those things are below. We can overlook them, bury them, step over them, or pretend they don't exist. But they will not rest, my friend. They will await their opportunity for a chance to come back to bite you. Please go and let me go too. I am nothing but a mere lotus head who has had all its seeds removed. Even a light breeze will search through the many holes in my heart and chill me to the bone. Or maybe that's Tsaritsa. Because the contest was mentioned that contest that way, that like a supreme clan had to emerge. And here as well, supreme clan, who will say, I don't know, but the supreme clan, it's more like a Caria wanted to be. They were that arrogant. But it seems like the Tsaritsa is the one who is broken by the defeat. I cannot take up this great burden. This is the voice of my heart. I have let all frogs down, including myself. You still have a retry, you know. Yeah, you've got another chance to prove yourself. I do not wish to taste the bitter pang of failure once more. My legs and my heart cannot... Wow, this lotus leaf is moving all of a sudden. What's going on? What? But it should have been fixed in place. No, it's moving forward. Please stand firm, dear guest. I will steer it as best as I can. Wait, what? Okay, so that's all I can do. Phew, this has gotta be the end. What a close call. I've trained here before, so I'm pretty used to it. Alright, we'll soon... Okay. Wait, those two frogs are on the shore. The leaf got knocked... Looks like we won't be able to reach the shore for now. Just like this. No, not like that. Stop freaking out. You're the only one here who has any chance. Blah, blah, blah. Something. Whoosh! Whoosh! Where are we? Oof, I can't do this. I mean... I'm not even doing anything here. Yeesh! Why do I have the other wing? Would you look at that? Furber the unyielding, Furber the bold. He seized the opportunity for a retry and... Oh, spectacular leap. Spectacular indeed. This is a miracle without precedent. He is the only paper frog ever to leap across this precipice. I knew you had it in you, Furbert. I believed in you. The lotus leaf that suddenly started moving, that was your doing, wasn't it? It was something that Mr. Horalu and I came up with together. I apologize, dear guest, for hiding this from you. Well, it was certainly exciting. I'd do it all over again. A bit of advance notice would be appreciated, though. I'm truly sorry. I have spoken to Mr. Horalu and we will surely compensate you for the fright we caused. To be sure, we did place a great many lotus pads in the waters beneath you. Even if you had fallen, you would not have been injured. Haha. We would never allow guests to be harmed. I swear it by the good name of Rainsong Pond. I mean, would it be better to fall into the water or on the leaf? Alright then, Furbert, now that everyone has witnessed your great leap, you no longer have any reason to reject the victor's crown. But it was a coincidence, a miracle born of circumstances, just one fluke leap. It was only with the aid of these two guests that I was able to do it. Oh, I'll be honest, we were just having fun drifting alongside you. Exactly, we were just watching from the sidelines. That big jump was all you. Still, our work wasn't in vain. Yeah, it would have been a waste to stand by and watch such a brilliant frog give up like that. You love it so much, and you trained so hard for so long. It would have been awful if you'd just given up. A tragedy for you and frog kind. Just glad that you didn't actually give up. I mean, this talk is so forced that in the frog situation I cannot even see it working. Because I don't think he admitted that okay, I'm good enough. I don't think that he was at this point. Maybe in the next sentence it will change. But I got the impression that he was bitter and not just like not believing in himself, but more like kind of like having PTSD or something. I wasn't thinking about the contest, but more like the duty part of it. But now it seems everybody like, oh, but you did it, and as if you wanted it, just didn't admit that you wanted it. And honored guests, truly your hearts are purer than the first drop of morning dew. I am sorry, my friend, to have done you such an injustice. You should have been the winner of that match. Still not going the other direction. Come now, you proved that you were the best of us, did you not? Please, listen to me. We have many competitions ahead of us, and I will gladly compete with you 100,000 times more. Competitions like encounters, more like, battles. But this time we must put our best frog forward to fetch the princess. That is our calling, and the future of Rainsong Pond rests upon it. As such, there is no room for error. Do you understand me? I do. Good, Farbert. That's wonderful. Haha, well, this all seems to have turned out great. We have ourselves a real champion now, don't we? Next up, our champion shall go rescue the princess, and then our calling will be complete. Not to interrupt or anything, but princess of yours. Yeah, so you've said a whole bunch about this princess of yours. Fetch her this, best frog that. Now everything's ready. Do you actually know where the princess is? Haha, of course, we are about to go receive and rescue her. For she lives in a tower made of vines and giant trees. Only the bravest, boldest, most jumpiest of frogs may evade the thorns and the deep mist, leaping atop the tower to deliver the princess from her cage. Seems like a lot of pressure to be putting on someone to the top in one jump. I definitely fall down halfway. Come now, Farbert, don't be in such a rush to return to the pond. Why we have yet to even lay eyes upon the tree. Our hard work has paid off. We have located the tower. It is in the kingdom of breezes and bells. Mr. Horelu, there is naught there but forest and flying squirrel. Certainly not the high tower. Are you certain that it is our destination? Absolutely. I personally went to inspect that place. The tower there is so high that you can barely see the top. There are none, I reckon, who might scale it, apart from us paper frogs. That sounds really impressive. Let me go take a look first, and then let's meet in the kingdom. You're coming along too? That would be wonderful. Aha, looks like we've got quite a crowd for our little princess welcoming party. Not bad at all. See, I knew that things would work out for the best. Let us make our preparations, then set forth for the Kingdom of Breezes and Bells. As for you, dear guests, we shall see you there. Ah, yes, Mr. Farbert, please go to the award ceremony first, would you? It will take place at the pond, of course, like everything. Nope.
Splendid! More interesting trinkets for me.
So what if I would have gone for the princess first? Let's go from here. Let's deal with these guys. But without skills, basic, almost. Huh. Ah, there you are. Okay. Nothing around. Huh. There are up there. Okay. Okay, let's go this way then. Everyone's moved away. A huge figure fell. All the houses collapsed. And a huge figure fell, all the houses collapsed. That's it. I'm probably missing something here. Give it a go. There. Okay. And okay. Sure. Yeah. No. There. Nope. There. Okay. And back here.
What greater pleasure is there than the unexpected?
Okay. What about these ones? Anyone want to play grab the berries? Let me try. Each person gets one berry. The snatching only starts when I say it does. Ready? Steady. Ha. Okay. Let's continue. Only by snatching the berry. Alright, it worked.
An impressive bounty.
Okay, so that was all the challenges and we got a Kirara.
You better watch out. There's a cat burglar about.
I mean Kirara outfit, I guess. But we will get at one point we will a constellation as well, right? Or maybe not. Was it only just the Okay, whatever. But at least now my Kirara looks better.
Scaling walls, leaping across the roof.
Interesting that way her heels work. Yep, okay. Where am I going? This way. Bless me. Where is that chest? Because if it's below, how do I get below? From here somewhere? Ah, here. There are you guys. Thank you for chasing away, yeah, of course.
What greater pleasure is there than the unexpected?
Is that all? Return the berries to that sad fellow by the river. Well, that's the baddest beat, and my berry is berry obtained. Amazing. Thank you. Please take these. Hey, okay, so it was a
Greater pleasure is there than the unexpected?
complex, bit more complex quest line. Yeah, not complex, a bit more complex. Okay. $62. Huh? I guess we're going from here. Okay, getting there. What? What? Huh? And we're like, no, that was alright. Yay.
One man's stone is another man's gem.
And I'm down again. Okay. What you guys saying? Nothing. I heard it. Okay, let's take that one. Now it's exploring. It's the time when I can get lost. It hits much differently than in the very beginning. Like with every chest, it's like. Ready to take flight? Let me try. Victory shirt. Take up your positions over there. Wait, what do you mean? What? What? Over there? What? Let's do this. Huh? What? 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 Is this like a catch me if you can game?
One man
There you go. You thought you had chances. You did not have chances.
solidify.
Showering you with praise.
Okay, so they had nothing. Alright. I got distracted. as I should be. Okay, there are activities. Around. I mean, what do we need to hit? Ah, I get it. Oh, that's not... Okay.
First to find gets to stake their claim. Seems fair.
And a fight.
Laid bare. Witness my rise. Overruled.
Overkill.
What greater pleasure is there than the unexpected?
Incredible, they say.
What you guys looking at? Alrighty. Almost there now. Almost there. But anything can happen. Like... Hey, nothing has happened. Okay. Almost there. What first?
Transfixed. An impressive bounty.
Yay. I mean, actually, do these have achievements? I mean, we didn't get any, so I probably would have had. Oh, I should finish this one. I still did not do that one. Well, why not? Please wait here a moment. I will introduce the trial for you as well as a few things that you need to watch out for. Oh, she's the princess. Wow, Her Highness sure is a decisive decision maker, huh? Guess that's a true princess for you. I declared I'd accept the trial quite suddenly, but Your Highness didn't seem particularly surprised. Oh, perhaps my introduction seemed a little too forthcoming. My apologies. In truth, there have been many squirrels who, like you, have suddenly turned up and declared their intention to undergo the trial, so I am already accustomed to receiving such candidates. At least, there were many before that dragon attacked the kingdom. You said it was to retrieve a relic. Is it being kept somewhere dangerous? It is indeed. As I mentioned not long ago, a giant dragon passed through our kingdom. We tried our best to drive it away, but before leaving, it trampled both the trial ground and the sacred site where the relic was kept to smithereens. Our original stable trial environment is now very different from the way it used to be. The wind currents have become unpredictable, causing a dramatic increase in the difficulty of some trial stages. Huh. Stupid, I know. The wind currents have become unpredictable. The wind became unpredictable. Venti. Causing a dramatic increase in the difficulty of some trial stages. But for the princess, so for the established kingdom, not you know what really is happening. Maybe I'm just overthinking. After the environment changed so drastically, some candidates, yeah, it changed, who could have easily passed the first few stages before, now find even the very first stage too challenging. But from another perspective, the current trial is actually a better test of a candidate true strength, so it should better help us choose a strong guardian of the kingdom. I'm pretty strong. Paimon too. Well, if that is truly the case, let us get straight to it. Allow me to introduce the trial for you. Simply put, in this trial, the candidate must help their squirrel companion fly in the right direction by guiding them along the wind currents. Don't worry, it isn't complicated. All you have to do is observe the direction of the currents and make decisions accordingly. Of course, you need to, not to worry about the issue of direction. In this kingdom, no wind can stop me from flying wherever I will. Alright, let us begin. Please make sure you're both ready. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's it then. Only Princess Simest, who possesses immense powers of flight, may go even against the current through the wind passage. Ordinary flying squirrels would be scared off by the flurry of Flora Fury unleashed. But I still don't know how that... I get it. Okay. I get it. Okay. Teleport waypoint. Hey, Karya. Time is unavailable and there is a place to something. Alrighty. Your Highness, you're amazing. You flew past so easily. Your ability to judge the wind currents was also remarkable. It seems you are worthy to undergo the trial after all. Let's make haste to the site where the relic is being kept. Hopefully we won't have another run-in with the dragon. I am a voice, but not live. Huh? What was that? It sounded like someone's voice, Pitune. Did you hear that? I definitely heard it, but I have no idea what it meant. But not live. Now the dragons are ones who have consciousness, but they are not alive. Wow, the princess is way ahead. Let's forget about that for now and catch up with her first. Okay. So where are we at this point? Okay, here. So probably there might be waypoints here as well.
Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention.
Is she far away? So this is where the relic was being kept. Those footprints are massive. The dragon must be huge. Perhaps in driving the dragon away, we also drove it into a rage. The dragon is actually... You tell the story of the dragon to Princess blah blah blah. Can such a thing be truly unexpected? At the time I was too panicked and so I just gave the order to drive him away. Had we the chance to calmly speak with one another, perhaps... never mind. What's done is done. We must focus on the problem at hand. As for that dragon, once all our problems have been resolved, I shall visit him personally. Now let us focus on the relic. The relic is down there. Pass the trial and you may claim it. Paimon thought that the relic would be protected by some kind of seal or guard or something. But it looks like it's just lying there. And it doesn't seem like anything stopping someone from just taking it. Just a hop and a step away. Why don't we just jump down and take it? What you say is correct. This relic does indeed have a seal, namely the trial that you have seen. According to the kingdom's records, one must pass the trial in order to retrieve the relic. Conversely, if it is taken by someone who has not yet passed the trial, it will lose its meaning as a relic. Thus, even I must pass the entire trial to retrieve the true relic. There must be both a trial and a challenger to do so. Without satisfying these two conditions, the best case scenario is that we'd be walking away with a useless lump of stone. The best case scenario, does that mean something worse could happen too? Those who act in defiance of the rules shall be cursed. Okay. We just throw it out there. Those who act in defiance of the rules shall be cursed. So the curse had a reason to occur. Cursed. In that case, let's just go ahead and accept the trial. Okay, but what do we do? Ah, it's much easier this way. Perhaps those furious flowers over there could be of some use. I mean... I hadn't expected you to be able to judge the wind currents so accurately. If you were flying squirrels like I am, navigating those wind currents would pose you no challenge. Of that I am certain. Paimon's natural when it comes to flying. If everyone had to use wind gliders, I'd be unbeatable. Is that so? I'm glad to hear that, because you two are the most guardian-like candidates I've ever seen. Then let us continue. The current wind conditions are just right. No problem. Everything's going great. Maybe we're the guardians that Her Highness has been looking for. Your Highness was outstanding too. Your Highness is the only true guardian. Thank you for your kind words. I had in fact passed the trial many times before the dragon destroyed the sacred site. Purely in terms of flying ability, I am confident that no other squirrel is my equal. Previous candidates found even the first few stages too difficult. You said that already, huh? But if your highness already passed the trial, how come you didn't take the relic? Unfortunately, the relic has yet to acknowledge me. So even guardians require the relic's acknowledgement. Why does that relic get to call all the shots? That I don't know. Perhaps it thought I didn't pass the trial. Surely there aren't hidden stages. Do the trial stages change for each challenger? All I know is the relic has never lit up for me. But not only have you come precisely at our kingdom's hour of need, but your capabilities are undeniable. That is why I believed you will earn the relic's acknowledgement. Let us continue. The final stage of the trial awaits. The thing is... that I don't know what to do. Okay. It appears we have some uninvited guests. Might I trouble you to kindly remove them from the premises?
Overruled. Go on.
Solidify!
Strike a pop!
Truly, both are exceptionally skilled. Something's wrong with the furious flowers. Very well, then I shall complete this part on my own. Please stay vigilant to ensure. Touch the relic. There we go, next. We pass Petunavier Guardians now, so is this the relic that's used to acknowledge the new Guardians? Huh? There's something carved into it, like a line of text maybe. Let Paimon take a closer look. Stories follow rules, unfolding in cyclical patterns, but each should follow its own course. So, stories, rules, Tevat has its own rules, laws. Unfolding in cyclical samsara, but each should follow its own course. So it's like there is free will. Paimon doesn't get it. Do you get it? It's probably some roundabout way of cheering us on. It's probably meant to encourage challengers. Those words have always been there. Even I do not know their origin. Sorry. And next line. I sense that they may have held some great significance for the kingdom, but I have yet to grasp their meaning. Whatever the case, given your performance in the trial, you are undoubtedly the most suitable candidate for the title of Guardian that I have ever met. Your abilities and judgment are beyond question. Meeting you at a time like this is truly a blessing for our kingdom. Now that we have retrieved the relic, we may hold the ceremony right away. I am fully confident that your courage and abilities will have won you the relic's respect. You flatter me, your highness. Nothing can stand in our way. Hehe, it was nothing. We are just glad we could help you, your highness. Oh, when did you guys get here? Paimon didn't even notice you arrive. We flew over, of course. We were among the best flyers around when we were young, you know. How else would we have been able to serve the princess? Never judge a squirrel by its appearance. Well, I never. A visitor turning up at our time of crisis, a guardian emerging from the trials victorious, and the relic in our possession, intact and unharmed. Your highness, everything is exactly as the legend said. It seems that our kingdom finally has a future to look forward to. We shall find out soon enough. Now please place your hand upon the relic, let it light up and proclaim that you are henceforth the guardian of the kingdom. Do you think it's not bright enough? Has it even lit up at all? Let Paimon take a look. Maybe it's been there so long that it just can't light up anymore? Kinda like how candles that have been lying around too long won't burn very brightly. How could that be? All the details match, yet the relic still... Your highness, whatever the case, at least the relic is in our hands, even if our guest has failed to be acknowledged by... Nope. Your highness? Place the relic to one side. It is my kingdom for which the challengers have come. Therefore it is I who must acknowledge them. Your highness, but no ruler of our kingdom has ever taken it upon themselves to acknowledge a guardian. Then let us create a precedent for future rulers to follow. Petunia, Paimon, come forward. As Princess of the Kingdom of Breezes and Bells, I hereby declare that Petunia and Paimon shall henceforth be recognized as the Kingdom's Paladin of Breezes and Bells. At your service, Your Highness. It is my honor, Your Highness. Hooray, a Paladin of Breezes and Bells. Such a cool title. Definitely cooler than just being any old guardian. But surely that means we still haven't found our guardian. And if that is so, then we won't be able to fulfill our calling. And if we cannot fulfill our calling, we no longer have a future to look forward to. Just like the kingdoms that came before us. So this is, again, the same allegory. Then the calling is the visions, the tracks and whatnot. That gives them the future. I mean, otherwise there will be a future, it's just not set in stone. Fret not, I will find a way. Wait, speaking of choosing a guardian, they are currently choosing a champion over Rainsong Pond. You meant that Farobert who could jump super high? You're right, and the whole reason they had that contest was to find a champion to come rescue the princess. Although it doesn't seem like the princess needs saving. If you were looking for a super strong champion to win your contest, they just so happen to have one. In fact, there's bound to be heaps of potential champions over there. Wait, by contest you mean trial, and by champion you mean guardian. What an extraordinary coincidence. Though our trial doesn't really have anything to do with jumping. Still, from what you've said, it sounds like you found the strongest candidate to complete their calling. It seems the trip over to Rainsong Pond is in order. Thank you for informing me. Wait, but Your Highness, they're all paper frogs over there. They're nothing like us. They're not... So what? A guardian's most vital set is what is in their heart, not their appearance. Ministers, you are to stay and look after the kingdom while I am gone. I will go to Rainsong Pond myself. Okay, so I like this princess because she has this way of speaking. At the very beginning it was like the authority. If I that's not the right word here, but you get what I'm saying. And she's righteous here at this moment, and logical, rational, more like it, which matters a lot. My loyal paladin, I hope that the champion over at Rainsong Pond is as fearless and skilled as you are. Well, skilled is certainly accurate, but as for fearless, that remains to be seen. Oh, you mean to say that this champion of theirs is actually a sheep in wolf's clothing? Then all the more reason to get to meet him in person. Alright, that's settled then. And if I'm going over to Rainsong Pond, perhaps I'd better bring some gifts.
What greater pleasure is there than the unexpected?
So now we probably have... it doesn't show. Now we probably have another quest. Ah, okay. Well, let's just see. Okay. Let's do some of these.
Only up to. Never mind. Let them do as they please.
And I guess these will be just explanations for the mini game. So there wasn't another quest. By the way, clench. Ah, 2 more brave warriors step up to the plate. Are you here to play Boreal Flurry? Come then, right this way. I'm looking forward to witnessing your unmatched powers of flight. Wow, cool it. Won't need to keep cool to fly, dear guest, not at all. A cool head will merely dull your sense of the wind. Only one who faces the wide wind utterly unprepared may uncover their true potential. Flying squirrels nowadays are far too timid. They've utterly forgotten the lessons taught by the brave northerly wind. They stand in safe spots and claiming the courage of leaves that dance in the wind, yet are far too frightened to leap into its embrace themselves. How can we protect the kingdom alongside your highness if things keep going this way? Ludicrous, I say. Man, this flying squirrel sure is the energetic type. Looks like he really loves flying. And that's why I find myself a passage with especially intense wind currents and set up all sorts of devices inside it. Only the bravest, the boldest, and the most bellicose in flight shall best its course. Nothing talk. Not even small talk. It's like a micro talk. Do you have the required courage, dear guest? I have a right. I'll have a right go at it. Okay, well, I've got other things to do. Oh, let's excellent. Follow me then. The passage is not far from here. Yeah, so it is actually. And it's just free. I think I will not do these. These quests. Okay, let's get rid of some of the annoying stuff. Oh, that will be upstairs. I know where it is. I know who it is. It's Maluzin. It is a Maluzin. Hello there, and stuff. There's your butter. Let me butter your bread. Not like that, like this. Alrighty. Oh, there's so many quests that I should finish here. And I can't remember, like at the beginning of Summer I had like nothing. Not one quest, like 2 or 3 story quests were there. And some hangout events. Okay. Always the unnecessary kick. Wow, these are close. So I will actually just... get through here. Will it still come in?
Solidify.
Loaded.
Okay. So there is that. Out of the way. Okay.
My eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise.
Now I'm not that bothered. So these three have nothing to do. There it is.
You'll like what you see.
That's the quest that I was searching for. So we're all completely stumped. How come you're all here? Looks like I'm here now. The fuck is this conversation? Oh, it's you. Such a relief that you've come. Thank you for coming, my honorable paladin. We seem to have run into a rather peculiar problem. Peculiar problem? Oh no, don't tell Paimon that the relic hasn't acknowledged Mr. Farber either. If the problem was only that I hadn't been acknowledged as guardian, that would actually be simpler. How to put this? Mr. Farbert is indeed the champion jumper, that much is indisputable. But the trial he passed was Rainsongpon's jumping contest, and when he was acknowledged as champion, it was a committee that declared him so. It is true that Her Highness resides in a tall tower, and that in this kingdom does indeed have its own series of arduous trials. But she clearly isn't trapped, much less need me to jump up and rescue her. But maybe you need to jump somewhere else. But if these are Gungans and these are from Naboo, the princess, you know, yeah, you get the similarities. And those trials, no matter how good I was, no similarities in the story, by the way. It's just Gungan and whatnot. No matter how good I was, jumping, I'll never be able to pass them. They just aren't designed for paper frogs. On paper, you seem like the perfect candidate, but the details just didn't work out. What are we to do? If we can't complete our calling... You keep talking about this calling of yours, and Mr. Farbert mentioned it too. What exactly is it? If you haven't found the guardian and princess you're looking for, why don't you just keep looking? Even if you don't find them right this instant, it's not like his space is gonna vanish into thin air. Our kingdom exists for its calling. It is also the only way we can save it. Likewise, the residents of Rainsong Pond have sacrificed so much and are continuing to sacrifice for that princess who's nowhere to be found. Okay, now we have the parallels. Oh. So it's more like about that there are different factions that one of them wants to save the princess, but the princess doesn't need to be saved. But they want to save the world. So, for example, the thing is that to save the princess who's nowhere to be found. This it's convoluted at this point. It's more like now I see parallels. Generation after generation of champions have quietly aged away, all memory of their deeds fading away into oblivion. Mr. Horlalu has spoken of those brave ones before, weighed down by the burden of unrealized ambition. They are left with no other choice but to end their days in obscurity. Such a fate is crueler than the fall of a kingdom. Really? Robert, we talked about this before. You said you were going to reconsider, and now? We must have faith in our champion. Our champion will not back down. If I were Persia on a lotus leaf and suddenly found myself drifting away with the current, I would do my best to make sure it didn't capsize in the middle of the river. Now that I carry the lotus head bangle, I will not. I cannot shirk my duty. This has nothing to do with courage, Mr. Horlalu, just duty. And Paimon knew our lotus leaf rafting experience wasn't a complete waste of time, spoken like a true champion. But if I do end up going overboard, you'll have to call for a Stampe. He'd definitely be better at this than I am. He's the real champion when it comes down to it. So why have I ended up being the one on the lotus leaf? Looks like we still have to go rafting a few more times. You sure are one unique champion. No matter how hard you try, you're always convinced you're going to fail. Huh. You really needn't worry. After all, not only did you come here entirely of your own accord, but you had the courage to shoulder a great responsibility. So, what I'm thinking... that someone who does not believe in themselves has to come forth and take the role as the champion or the savior or whatnot. And that will be Paimon. So I think now this Farobert represents Paimon. At this point, allegories change all the time here, but you were brave enough to make... So, okay, before I get into the rest, what I'm doing here is that I'm seeing parallels and like shoehorning everything into every sentence as if they are part of some kind of prophecy or lore or history or something, or representing something that, in Tevat or the celestial world around it. It's because I think the game does this, that there are references that took like the entire story, or just a character, or just a part, but it's more like everything gives a little detail, and all these details all together they give us knowledge about those characters that they are representing, not they are referring, not just like a version of them, but more like pieces that that pieces that if they assemble, then they will know the truth. So that's what I'm feeling when I'm trying to get these, like, oh, it's a parallel here, oh, it's a referring or resembling that, and whatnot. That's why I'm doing it, because that way, when those changes occur, I would be like, I get it now, because otherwise I would be like, okay, this is the story. But this way I will have this revelation and I will be like, oh, I knew it, or more like, this makes sense. Both are great feelings though. Oh, I did not read it. What you said. You were brave enough to make a choice and boldly follow through with it. At least in my eyes, you're no less than any flying squirrel. Your Highness, thank you for your praise and for your trust. Besides, I'm already on this Lotus Leaf, so I can't get off now anyway. I mean, that's just a saying. Well, anyway, now that we have the backing of so many strong fighters, I think it's high time we headed into the Cave of Eerie Murmurs to see what lurks in its depths. Saber, Sawfish. There's no use trying to stop me. After all, when have you ever succeeded in holding me back? I don't think that they did anything. Come on, lighten up. This is the last clue we need to save the kingdom. But not a single princess that's gone into the Cave of Eerie Murmurs has ever come back out again. If there's nothing in the Cave of Eerie Murmurs, what does it matter whether I return or not? But on the other hand, if there really is a clue to the salvation of the kingdom in there, then even if I were to be trapped inside, that wouldn't be such a bad thing, would it? What kind of place, she brave, what kind of place is this Cave of Eerie Murmurs anyway? And why does your highness sound so serious? Oh, it's nothing out of the ordinary. Simply put, it's where those princesses of past kingdoms search for the answer. But even until the day their kingdoms vanished utterly, those princesses were never seen again. By never seen again, surely you don't mean the cave swallowed them alive? They disappeared too? There isn't a single flying squirrel that knows, but we'll find out soon enough. To be safe, I bring the relic along with us. Who knows, it might just come in handy. Alright everyone, let's go. Given that one of you is an expert flyer and the other a champion jumper, I trust you'll both be able to keep up with me. Wow, Her Highness has flown off already. Let's catch up, Bikini. Alright. By the way, nothing. I guess we're going below. Oh, I should have teleported, it was right there. Okay. Didn't the princess take us to the Cave of Eerie Murmurs before? I'm sure she heard a strange voice while we were here. Just to let you guys know, us paper frogs aren't very good at jumping in caves. Don't worry, Mr. Forward. Paimon might have just been hearing things. I am a voice, but a voice is not life. Interaction is only born of contradictions, and only interaction is dialogue. There it is again. Do not fear, these voices will not harm us. They are simply lamenting their own past, lamenting the past. Are these the princess's voices? To be precise, is both princesses and princes. What they have in common is they are all voices from fallen kingdoms. They came in search of answers but found nothing. All they could do was stay and lament their fate in vain. You know this place well. You must have come here many times before. You show great intuition, as one would expect of a paladin. That is correct. I have come here often since my ascension. After all, compared to all those princesses... But then why the gaslighting that we did not hear anything? All those princesses and princes were from the past. There's nothing special about me at all. It was wishful thinking indeed for me to have imagined that a miracle might suddenly happen and that I'd find our true guardian just like that. But for the sake of my kingdom, I had to keep searching for a way to fulfill my calling. I could not simply stand by and watch it fade away. So I looked everywhere, but found nothing. Finally, though, I narrowed down my search to the Cave of Eerie Murmurs. But because this cave has never been thoroughly investigated, and so as not to drive Saborn and Sophish sick with worry or cause their voices to go hoarse, I have never entered the Cave of Eerie Murmurs itself. Now, for the future of the kingdom and all our age champions, I have no choice but to go in. Don't be afraid, Your Highness. Not only do you have the super strong Petunia and the champion jumper Mr. Farber to back you up, but also the seasoned floater Paimon too. No matter what happens, we'll make sure you stay safe, right, Petunia, Mr. Farber? At your service, Your Highness. Leave it all to me. We've got your back, we've hopefully got your back. Seriously, caves really aren't designed for jumping in. It's alright, Mr. Champion. We still have plenty of time to prepare. After all, we need to figure out how to get into this cave first. This is just English practice, I guess. You have something. Huh. Oh, fuck you. The door opened. Then come everyone, let us enter. Hey, hey. It's so chilly around here, such a strange vibe. Paimon's just glad we haven't seen anything weird. Wait a sec, what's that carved on the wall over there? It looks like a story. What's it about? After setting up the trial herself, the princess awaited her guardian within the kingdom. I think I recall the story from the kingdom's records. In the legends, it is said that despite the passing of much time, still there came no sign of a guardian, and it seemed that the kingdom's resources would soon run dry. The princess, whose name was Saoya, I like that name, Sioya, maybe, therefore made a decision. She let the kingdom's people fall into a deep slumber and sealed off all its land except the tower, where she alone remained to await the coming of the guardian. This is the story. So she what was the sentence before? Oh ho. So in the legend it is said that despite the passing of much time, still there came no sign of a guardian. Okay, even before. After setting up the trial herself, the princess awaited her guardian within the kingdom. Okay, so some kind of trial there was. The contest, then that sounds like the Arkham War. And the princess awaited her guardian. So she was like, okay, I prophesied one actually that someone should be like winning that competition, which I think that was us. And whoa. Why is this loud now? Why? I was this loud probably the whole time, and it's fucking up the audio. Because it was in the red like the whole time when I was talking. Fuck yeah! I'm just so glad that this the freaking OBS is changing its sound settings all the time. Fuck yeah! I cannot be happier. But revelation time. So the trial was probably the Arkham War, where I'm guessing we should have contested to inherit this world. Not the inherit, but I'm saying the inherit. Maybe that's the actual. This is allegory here. So the princess here, I would think that that's the primordial one. And she was down on Tevat. But I think the case was that we were from Tevat, we were just like away venturing. And we were like, okay, we should return. We needed a boy, like a lighthouse. When we got the lighthouse, as we were summoned here, because we were summoned. So every detail is like just a misdirection. That's what I'm saying, that everything is a misdirection in a way. How, like, you have a story that you want to tell, and like you take every detail and turn it in a way that if somebody would hear just that detail, then they would misinterpret it entirely. Like interchangeable words, interchangeable stories, interchangeable fates. So that way this story can be referred to all the time without anybody like putting it together until years, which is what we are doing now. So the princess was down in Tevat. So, and the legends, it is said that despite the passing of much time, still there came no sign of a guardian. So the guardian did not, what I'm saying, return, but it's more like it still phrases in a way that we did not arrive. As I'm saying that the guardian is probably us, or expected us to be the guardians. And it seemed that the kingdom's resources would soon run dry. So without us, so the question is here, why us? But that will probably come later. It's more like the kingdom's resources would soon run dry. The kingdom would die. That's what I'm saying. The world Tevat would die. The princess, whose name was Sioya, I think that has meaning. Sioya is more like Celestia, rövidítve. Therefore made a decision. So I think the princess went up into Celestia. And here we are now. So back here. So she let the kingdom's people fall into a deep slumber. Not just the people, but the entire kingdom into a deep slumber, and locked it into a samsara and sealed off all its land. Brought up the fake sky, except the tower, which is outside of the fake sky. Celestia is outside of the eggshell, as we know. But the eggshell is still an allegory. It's just because it was the first one, everybody is like referring it to that. Where she alone remained to await the coming of the guardian. So the princess is there alone waiting. Then that would mean that all the shades and everybody. But here it turns the whole thing that it might not be the primordial one, but more like the princess could be the second who came. Or not even the second who came, but basically the sustainer of heavenly principles. It's like almost certain, like it's kind of 99% that she's alone upstairs and probably sleeping, recovering, repairing, and doing such stuff, and then like cannot do anything, and probably panicking. I think her attempt to stop the twins was also like a panic. Okay, what became of this princess? The guardian that she awaited never came. In the end, she is said to have come to the cave of eerie murmurs alone, then vanished from the world without a trace. The cave of eerie murmurs. I don't know what that represents here. Abyss. It could be that she went to the abyss, then vanished from the world without a trace. So since then, we could not see. But she needs to be saved. It is true that this princess showed great courage, but I cannot say that I agree with her approach. As I see it, by deciding to simply wait there while her people slept in blissful ignorance, should consign her kingdom to an unknown fate. So many buzzwords. Instead, she should have taken the initiative by calling upon her people to unite as one, seeking out this guardian together. That might be what she wanted, but at that point maybe it wasn't. But it could be that she decided on one thing and she was too stubborn to change her ideas. Could be. If she had done this, even if all their efforts had turned out to be in vain, at least she would have known that she'd done all she could. And also, if there was like the conjoined effort that they wanted to save or bring back the guardian, even if they feel like in any way, that would be like they are working together. So it's more like at least not against each other. It's just as the last line of the story says, stories follow rules unfolding in cyclical patterns, but each should follow its own course. Your Highness, it hasn't come to that yet. Yeah, come on, there's still hope, and who knows, there might be some important clues left for us to find. Forgive me, I seem to have gotten a little carried away. Anyway, let's keep searching. Looking around, it seems like we haven't completed the trials in the cave of eerie murmurs yet. So that's why I think stay on your guard, everyone. Let's proceed slowly. What I think is that it's extremely clever, even though it's like a methodized way, but it's still extremely clever how they are telling the story. Like these ways, it seems like during these talks everybody knows what they are talking about, but as if I would be like sitting here with 40-50 less IQ to like fathom this. I could still play and enjoy the game because that's unnecessary for the game. It's more like I can, and some people can put it together and make it make the backstory enjoyable for those who can, because I think I was in the dark about this at the beginning of the game when I thought that, oh, the background lore, I get pieces out of it. It was like fraction that I understood, and so many things that I even understood worse, much worse than how they were. Not worse, it's more like incorrect. That's what I'm saying. And now I see more, and there are so many things that I cannot understand still. But the fun is very different at this point. Okay. Okay, a system for saying goodbye. It's so glaringly obvious. What? Irritating thing is that it is both reasonable and obvious. What's the order of these? Yeah, okay. Lotus leaves and dewdrops, for what the... Why has this story been carved on the wall? What is it? Someone's carved a story here that goes, once upon a time there was a paper frog who wished he had a pair of wings. He prayed to the goddess, who told him that if he could jump higher than all the other frogs, he would have his wings. Wait a sec. If he could already jump higher than all the other frogs, why would he need wings? Maybe it's just a hyperbole. Hyperbole. No, this champion's name is actually recorded in the committee's register. This paper frog, whose name was Sibrillus, once won the championship 7 times in a row. That's 7. No frog was his equal. Okay. His symbol was a pair of wings made of lotus leaves, so they dubbed him Winged Sibrillus. 7 times in a row. Paimon heard you won the championship many times in a row too, Mr. Farabert. Me? Yes, I won it 7 times and Estampe 6. But I'd be no match for this champion. Back in those days, they had to figure it all out themselves without any experience to go on. If my generation of frogs have jumped higher than others, it is merely by jumping up from the shoulders of giants. There he goes again, putting himself down as usual. So what happened to that champion? This I do not know. According to the committee's records, in the last jumping contest he ever took part in, Sibrillus came second. Second, so that means... Indeed it does. Given that he no longer felt up to the task of rescuing the princess, Sibrillus announced his retirement there and then. Retirement? He told his friends that the jumping contest no longer held any meaning for him, and that unless he rediscovered its meaning someday, he would never again compete. From that day forth, not once was his name ever again mentioned in the records of Rainsong. Why discredit somebody like that? So it's just like those princes and princesses. There was a point in time after which this champion simply vanished from the world. That's right. All in all, this story really doesn't seem like a promising omen. Hold on a minute. The last line of this story is also stories follow rules unfolding in cyclical patterns, but each should follow its own course. Why does this line keep reappearing? We'd better complete the rest of the trials first. Yes, you're right. Let's focus on the puzzle before us. I wonder where it will lead us in the end. What's all this in here? Looks like this cave has no intention of just giving us the answers, but rather plans on testing us instead. The road to success is never straight, huh? Another trial, let's do this. I'm a bit tired, I'll leave this one to you. I'm truly sorry to put you through all this, my paladin, but this is the last step. Please lend us your strength. Paimon's so exhausted, she feels like she can barely float. But seeing as it's Her Highness asking, let's give it all we've got, Pitune. Thank you. Then let's go to take a look at this final trial. Huh. I can't even read this one. Huh. I can't read. What should we do? Okay. I see. Nope. So this does not do anything. Oh, okay. Okay. Looks like you make a great team, Mr. Champion, blah 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 blah. I'm just glad I didn't drag you all down. Huh? When did these candles blah blah blah? Yay, that must mean we've passed the trial, huh? That all went pretty smoothly, yeah. Who's queen of trials now? That's right, this gal. Well, practice makes perfect. You're in such a good shape. If only I was as talented as you are. Huh? Did you hear that? Stories follow rules unfolding in cyclical patterns, but each should follow its own course. Once upon a time there was a paper frog who wished he had a pair of wings. He prayed to the goddess who told him blah 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 blah, the same things. Long ago there was a princess who personally set up a trial. Yeah, she waited and waited and waited to guardian what to do. Need paper to stalk in this world, that's not really that weird. Another paper frog just like me. Oh, now it's talking. Another useless champion squandered years and a pair of worthless withered wings. Wait, surely you can't be. I am an evaporated dewdrop, a pair of wings too weak for flight. The name Sibrillus is no longer one I am fit to bear. It is a great honor to meet you, Your Highness Princess Sioya. What? It is an honor to meet you too, Your Highness. You yet another stranger, another princess. So Paimon's guessing they are the champion and princess mentioned in the story and on the wall. They just look like two manuscripts. It is an honor to meet you both. You have resided in this cave for a long time now, so you should know why we are here. Your Highness, we have found the answer you were looking for. Have you found the answer you were looking for? Where is the guardian we are looking for? Great champion. Where is the princess that us paper frogs are supposed to save? You should go back. There are no answers here, only questions after a question. No river awaits, and the lotus leaves do not exist for us. Oh, this is where it tells them that it's not real. The entire thing is not real. The pond has never seen Victory's daughter, nor a princess. Stories follow rules unfolding in cyclical patterns. Such a futile expectation. When will the cycle end? Keep waiting, keep waiting. Exhausted manuscript now. There are no answers here, only questions after questions. The pen that wrote these words has not lighted back upon the page, yet the ink of fate has long dried up. Neither the guardian nor the period that marks the end shall appear. Thus it has always been until now. Neither the guardian nor the period that marks the end shall appear. The pen that wrote those words has not lighted back upon the page, yet the ink of fate has long dried up. But each should follow its own course. This is destiny's inexplicable hope. Inexplicable hope. When will the path ahead reveal itself? What are they talking about? Paimon doesn't get it. Whatever it is, doesn't sound too promising. They might as well have said nothing. But why? No river waits and the lotus leaves do not exist for us. That makes it sound like Rainsong Pond is already neither the guardian nor the period that marks the end shall appear. Anyway, we shouldn't jump to conclusions too soon, we haven't even completed the trial yet. Alright, giving up before the contest has even ended seems like bad etiquette indeed. Haha, let's take care of the trials first. Yeah, Farbert, you know, take your own advice. Yeah, let's stay positive. Maybe there will be a pleasant surprise waiting for us. But now I'm curious. Look for the objective in this area. And this one too. Huh. Okay. So do I need to there? Okay, so now this. Mm-hmm. So nothing? Okay. Well, seems like we've passed all the trials, right? We passed the trials, but nothing seems to have happened. I brought the relic, but it hasn't reacted at all. Are we really meant to just keep waiting here? But what exactly are we waiting for? It's not like some kind of gods gonna suddenly swoop down and tell us what to do, is it? what we are or what we are willing to do is wait. All we can do is wait. Meaning lies in waiting, the future lies unknown. Meaning lies. When did they appear? And insisting that we wait like that, what are we even waiting for? Perhaps they do not know either, which is why they've been waiting all this time, so long that they turned into manuscripts. We are echoes with nowhere to return, existences that do not exist, unfinished chapters of blank paper, as are you. Oh, so these are two. Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, I did not read these two together. Let us go back to where we belong. Stories follow rules, unfolding in cyclical patterns. Each follows its own course. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Hey, you piles of rotten paper. Why do you just keep telling us to wait, Your Highness? Waiting will get us nowhere. So that's it. I knew I wasn't in the wrong place. Your Highness, Princess Celia, I have my answer. To the rest of you, it is time for us to part ways. Thank you all for everything you have done. Now it's clear to me that the answer lies not in the cave of eerie murmurs. When I first arrived, I was afraid I would have to pay a heavy price to find a way to save the kingdom here. In the end, the Cave of Eerie Murmurs holds nothing more than a pile of old manuscripts deceiving themselves by waiting. It is a great relief to know that hope still lies elsewhere. The future lies unknown, meaning lies in waiting. No, Your Highness, meaning lies in the unknown. Waiting leads only to waiting. I most certainly will not save the kingdom using such a method. If the guardian does not come, I will go in search of them. If I cannot find them in my kingdom, I will search the rest of the world instead. If they are not to be found in this world, then I shall keep searching beyond it. Even if my kingdom is destined to fall, I wish to witness its final moments when its ending is written. Even if my kingdom is destined to fall, because all the fates are going that way, I wish to witness its final moments when its ending is written. So the primordial one has to be around. That would mean. Such blindness, such impetuosity, such frivolity, such ignorance, such superficiality, such impatience. Say what you will, but as you reserve just put it, as you yourselves just put it, stories follow rules, unfolding in cyclical patterns, but each should follow its own course. If your path lies here in endless waiting, then mine lies instead on the road ahead. Can I say something? If you were to deem it acceptable, I would like to go along with Your Highness too. Wow, someone seems suddenly motivated all of a sudden. After all, if I could help Your Highness find your guardian, that could also be interpreted as saving the princess. I am the champion of Rainsong Pond. Even if I do it for Rainsong Pond, I must continue to fulfill my duty. If you are willing to help, then on behalf of the entire kingdom of breezes and wells, I thank you. That is most alright. I will, of course, still have to ask the committee's opinion, especially Horalu and Stampe. As you know, I always seem to cause trouble. We believe in you, our champion of champions. Great, so what's... Your Highness, the relic next to you, it's lighting up. So the important thing was the consensus. Hehe. Whoa! You started flying just like, how come the relic suddenly lit up? So that's what each should follow its own course meant. Her Highness seems to have figured something out that Paimon hasn't. It sounds like, but has the owner of this relic ever considered what would happen if we just have to climb back out again and prove our courage by overcoming adversity? Did I thank you for your kindness, your highness, but I believe all I proved, blah blah, I cannot. Her Highness. Look, Her Highness is flying along with a bunch of people and frogs. Look. Our guardian is coming. Alright. Hope lies ahead. Our future lies outside. Meaning lies beyond the end. Courage lies in dialogue. Hey, isn't that our champion? Hey, Farabear. Farabear is flying. He's incredible. Look over here, Mr. Champion. Give us a wave. Okay, so they are just cheering. Oh, so that's stories follow rules. Yeah, the same thing again. Farewell, may all you find your own way forward. Okay, that was fun. Oh, my leg. Is it still on the ground? I can barely feel it anymore. All four of your feet are still firmly on the ground, Mr. Champion, and they're in better condition than any of us are. Those princesses from the past, they seem to have left too. I hope that they'll never return to the Cave of Eerie Murmurs. Seems our trip to the Cave of Eerie Murmurs wasn't for nothing after all. With the relic lit up, there's hope for your highness's kingdom again. That is indeed so. The fact that the relic has lit up means that it has found a guardian worthy of acknowledgement. It seems the guardian that the relic was looking for was not a valiant warrior in the usual sense. A true guardian who is worthy of acknowledgement is one who always follows their heart, someone who pushes forward relentlessly and in spite of their fear. It turns out that this relic, which we'd been treating like the problem, was actually the answer all along. I mean, that's not surprising actually. Those manuscripts that were waiting in the cave, they've been waiting for their path to appear, waiting all this time. But waiting leads only to more waiting. No one can find the solution to a problem simply by searching within the problem itself. I wouldn't say no one, but it's like it's not by law that it happens that way. You can sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. I don't think that there's a law for that. Like you wouldn't be able to pick a leaf from a tree if you were standing on the leaf itself. Sounds complicated. Paimon's feeling dizzy now. Anyway, none of them were acknowledged by the relic as guardians. Your Highness and Mr. Foribert were, though. So now the relic has lit up and we found our guardian. Doesn't that mean that the problem's solved, Your Highness? Well, you could say that, but I still haven't managed to figure out exactly why it lit up. Looks like Saburn and Sophish will be doing some more research for me. Oh, and now that the Guardian's been chosen, doesn't that mean that the Relic's trial has lost its meaning too? It would be a shame to tear it all down. I'd still like to have another go or two. No, I will keep the trial in place, but it will now be used to train guardians rather than to choose them. If every flying squirrel were to become a guardian someday, then no matter what difficulties the Kingdom of Breezes and Bells faced, we could overcome them together. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Just a pity that the relic refused to light up sooner, and that Saber and Sophie stood in my way. Now that I've been acknowledged by the relic, I shall do whatever I wish. That's why you're the princess, your highness. No. Her highness's title should now be Guardian Princess of the Kingdom of Breezes and the Bells. A short one. So, your highness, would it be alright if I took part in the training in your kingdom? But you're already the champion. You're really up for anything now, huh? No, didn't you hear that sound just now? That voice that was speaking? This is a trial that you must face to serve Princess Simest and fulfill your calling. Nope, whose voice was it? It was the same as the voice of the manuscript that claimed to be Sibrellus in the Cave of Eerie Murmurs. Surely the great champion himself doesn't actually believe that I can fulfill Rainsong Pond's calling. But Princess Simest doesn't need to save her. If anything, I'm the one who needs her help. So you told him you could do it? Huh? No, I didn't. Or rather, he had no intention of hearing my opinion of it anyway. But seeing as it's for the calling of Rainsong Pond, what choice do I have? You're saying you would like to undergo the trial, then of course you're welcome to. I couldn't be more delighted to hear that the champion of Rainsong Pond is willing to serve in my kingdom. Besides, I had plans to travel far away in the future, and I was actually just about to invite you to come along with me. After all, there are bound to be places in this world where the wind doesn't blow. Oh, ho, ho. When that time comes, we'll have to rely on those champion legs of yours. Stanley, you might be found after all. Okay, really, then I'll try my best not to make any mistakes, though I've never tried jumping with anyone riding on my back before. Then you'll have to train harder from now on. And to the two of you, thank you for all the help you've given me and my kingdom, though there are still so many mysteries yet to be solved. Why did we need to find a guardian, and why would a kingdom fall into decay by itself, and why would Rainsong Pond have such a calling? But at least the kingdom has been saved, so now I have more time to contemplate these questions. Pitine, don't you think that those manuscripts in the Cave of Eerie Murmurs seem to be related to a story we heard before? That legend that Nilu told us about, the goddess of fate who used ink to compose her stories. Do you know something about all this? Well, it's a long and complicated, but actually it's not that long or complicated story. You know Princess Simeston forever, but the goddess of fate? So basically everything we've been through is a story written by the goddess of fate. I wouldn't have told them. Alright, now we've really become characters in the story, but seeing as the goddess wrote us in, why didn't she give us an ending? First those poor souls in the cave, and now us. We've all been through so much. So that must mean it was also the goddess of fate who came up with that line. Stories follow rules, unfolding in cyclical patterns, but each should follow its own course. Blah, blah, blah. I need some time to think. I said that sentence so many times now. Think about these matters more deeply. My loyal paladin, please take these gifts as a token of my gratitude. These were the only treasures I brought with me. If you have time, please come back to visit the Kingdom of Breezes and Bells again. I believe that you may have some questions for me. But first, I must rest well and think hard. Whoosh!
One man's stone is another man's gem.
Okay. Where are we? 142. Okay, let's see that figurine fabrication thing, because I haven't seen any of those stars since we started playing this game. And obtained from Summertide scales and tails. From the mini games, and that's why I. Oh yes. Oh, that makes sense. Then
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come up
then we'll do that later. By the way, I did not check it. So the Broken Sea is outside. Just a second, I'm gonna blow my nose. Or more like, let's say, the Broken Sea is separated from the rest of Simulanka. But it's actually made differently. Like, here it becomes these cubic plays. As if it was intended to be this big, and this is just like behind the scenes. Or expanding. Wait.
so it is where many things
In Sumeru, okay. So let's see this one. But I kinda... do I want to get into this one? I'm curious, it's just... We'll see, I might not finish this one. Hey, yes, Farusan. We'll see. Look, that's Farazan over there. Do you think we should ask? Even just glancing at the borrowing records gives me flashback to how awful that book was. Irritating. Farazan, what are you doing talking to yourself over there? I am Madame Farazan after all. It's not out of place for me to mull things over out loud, wouldn't you say? But in this case, never mind. Forget it. Why the two of you suddenly decide to drop by? About that, we heard something about a party and didn't want to miss out. Collei told us that Sumeru's the place to be now. Apparently tons of interesting things are happening, so we thought we'd ask around. Any idea what she was talking about? Interesting things. What might Collei find interesting? Tighnari's tail getting so fluffed up like a ball of tumbleweed? Or Sino climbing on a tree and getting his hood caught on a branch? Oh, we really missed it, all that. Seriously, and nobody thought to tell me? Still, she said that there was something big everyone's been talking about. Can you think of anything slightly more significant? More significant? Ah. Is something the matter, madam? Now that you mention it, it must be what I think it is. Recently, rumors have been going around about a certain book. Huh. Bring in drinks. Hey, that's a classic horror story opening. It's not some kind of forbidden tome or anything like that. Is it? Okay. Forbidden Tome? Huh, as far as I'm concerned, it might as well be. Tell me, have you ever read one of those really, really, really badly written detective novels? Huh? I don't think I have. I unfortunately did. I did. Tell me exactly how bad it was. I'll leave this to Paimon. For example, the type where you start off thinking it's a locked room murder mystery, but it actually turns out that the whole building was just moved. Has just moved. Was it moved? Maybe. That's right. Or it's supposed to be based on the pure reasoning and logical deduction, but at the end it turns out that the culprit has some kind of superpower. Yeah, that's the bad one. Exactly. Or it starts out super serious, but in the second half it just reveals that everyone lost their memories out of the blue. Or it's set in a mountain village in the middle of a snowstorm, and the police officer who's been portrayed as a serious figure throughout the whole story suddenly turns out to be the murderer without even the slightest hint of foreshadowing. Huh. You're both being way too specific. You'll offend half the crime novelists in Tevat if you keep going. My apologies. I let myself get a bit carried away there for a moment. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I did borrow a book like that a few days past. So you borrowed a badly written book, but that happens to be the best of us. That happens to the best of us. No, that's the problem. Blizzard swept mountain villages, superpowers, police officers who turn out to be criminals. This book had it all and more. Reading it was tantamount to torture. And despite how complicated it wasn't engaging in the slightest. But there have been all sorts of rumors circulating about this book because of the strange marks drawn over all the pages. People are saying that it must be concealing secrets. Do you think there's treasure involved? I'm not sure, but there must be many who believe so. Not only have more and more people been borrowing it, but they've all been specifically asking for the marked up copy. Have you borrowed it too? Yes, I have. As you well know, I am a scholar, so it's only natural to have a bit of curiosity. So, just what secrets does the book at the center of the rumors actually hold? I read through carefully from the start to finish. Most of the marks are circles, but the beginnings and endpoints of each stroke differ, as does the color of the ink used. Most importantly, all the names of people in the book have been circled. Not only that, many of them are adapted from famous figures in Sumeru's history. Uh-huh. So that now they are even telling how they created the convoluted storylines of Genshin. Some speculate that these marks must have been left by different scholars over the eras, each researching the book's secrets, each searching for a name they believed in. Others believe that they are a kind of notation made by different people belonging to the same organization, and that the names circled are their code names. Still, others think that it is some kind of encryption cipher, but even after finishing it, I came no closer to uncovering the mystery. Not only was reading it a complete waste of time, but sheer absurdity of the shoddy excuse for a plot several times over. I was so angry that I returned the book immediately, and when I came to the house of Dana today, I found lots of people skulking around. I suppose they're all still looking for that thing. No wonder you zoned out like that. Paimon's guessing you won't be borrowing any more detective novels anytime soon? Indeed. Paimon Pitine, surely the two of you must understand how I feel. I mean, I don't care. Yes, I do. Don't worry, madam. I feel your frustration. What's the book called? We'll borrow it and take a look ourselves. It's called Reasoning Knows Not Time of Day, but suspense always follows a blizzard. Sure it's a detective novel? Sounds more like the title of a light novel. Tell me about it. Anyway, read it at your own risk. It truly is unbearably boring. So I guess we have to read it. Somebody's there. Oh, there's so many books with long titles. Here, let Paimon have a look. Working hard and vacationing harder? What the heck? An Atlas of Rare Rainforest-Dwelling Species. Professional Edition. The Art of the Constructor of Coffee Machines. Who exactly reads these? Secrets of the Elemental Sciences. The book jacket even says expert approved. The former sage Cyrus praises that this is an excellent entry-level book. And this one, a compilation of and summary of common basic grammar rules and rare languages of ancient desert peoples. Paimon's dizzy. It's just so many words. Come on, Paimon, you can learn 20 different... Huh? Is that Lila over there? Let's just ask her. She may know something. Talk to Lila. The thing is, was I successfully collecting all the books that could be collected here? Well, actually, really? Fuck you, game. Like intentionally putting the stairs on the other end, or in the middle, or something. That's cruel. No. I mean, she would be able to tell something about Setaria, but no, nothing here. You're not giving me anything either. I guess I collected everything. Yo, Lila. Hey, Pitune Paimon, it's been so long. I'm still a bit tired. Didn't sleep well last night. I was reading a novel, so I stayed up late. It wasn't the detective novel that everyone's been talking about, was it? The one with the super long name? No, if you're talking about the reason knows not a time of day, but suspense always follows a blizzard. All right, yes, no, it wasn't that one. Madame Faruzan said it was really dull, so I didn't borrow it. So you're not that interested in the book secrets? I haven't even been able to keep up with my own work, even though I'm up late all the time these days. But way more people have been interested in the book than I ever imagined. 7 or 8 in a single morning. I feel like a living signboard sitting here like this. Kavi asked me the same question, so he must be looking for it too. He was even hiding behind a ladder before looking for something. He looked really embarrassed. Searching for something, hiding behind a ladder. He must be after Mora. That's gotta be it. So he can hurry up and pay off his debt too. Or maybe he was unable to borrow the book, so he hid it there. Wait, no, let's just pretend Paimon didn't say anything. Lila, you're really sleepy, right? You must be dreaming this conversation. I didn't really get it anyway, but if you say so, it's a dream. Thank you. We'll keep on looking. Okay, see you next time. And she's asleep. It's not often Layla falls asleep so quickly. Good for her. Paimon thinks we should... But there is something. We should go ask Kava now. If he's searching for the book, he must know something. But where is he now? Oh, good question. But we can try hanging around here. He might show up. There's a good chance he's there right now, right? So there is a book here. Note to Quarana. Huh, not now. But where did that come from? Okay, what I was thinking, if Lila was talking about a ladder, or behind a ladder, I was like, maybe. And then it will be like 1,000 meters or something, so it... No. He is inside here. I mean, outside, inside. Do you ever think we seem like a pair of thieves hiding here to ambush Kava? It almost feels like that we're here to extort him or something. Paimon's not sure why that is, though. We just want to ask him a couple of questions, that's all. Don't make it sound like we are the baddies. When have you ever been bothered by your conscience? Haha, that sounds like footsteps. Quick, let's take a look. But that it will be I'll hate them. Stop right there, as I said. Huh? I hate them. What are you doing here? Good question. Surprising indeed. I was under the impression that you knew I lived here. Good morning. Good morning. What can I do for you? Nothing. Never mind. Goodbye then. He just left. Does he have work to do or something? Footsteps again. They're heading towards the door. Stop right there, Kave. What are you two doing here? Good question. Surprising indeed. Paimon was under the impression that you know the only reason we'd be here was if we were looking for you. Paimon, you don't sound like yourself. Looking for a certain book by any chance? Wait, what? Here's the deal. You and Paimon pull Cavell to one side. How is it you guys know everything? There I was, thinking I'd been super discreet the whole time. No one should ever even have noticed. Come on, Gatria. You really think that no one knows you live here? Hey, that's not fair. Of course nobody knows except for Sino, Dina, Ricole, and the two of you, right? Friends are friends, so if they know, well, they know. But what if a stranger overheard us? It would be a disaster. It might even impact my career. Those are strangers. That's why it doesn't matter. Anyway, about that book. You believe it contains intel about hidden treasure, don't you? Looking to get rich quick, are we? Yeah. Are you offering to help find it? Sure. Why didn't you say so earlier? So there really is treasure. How about this? We help you find it and then split the loot 50-50. It's a deal? That's 150 altogether. Pitine, after all we've been through, it's finally our turn to get rich. No need to keep yapping. Hidden treasure. The Paimon probes home in Onya. What the? Huh? Hey, Paimon. Yeah, she got a bit carried away. Huh? Is that Dia? But like, it's shoehorning like every character here. I think it's like a hi guys situation. Petune and Paimon. Must be my lucky day running into you like this. Yo, mercenaries are pretty tuned into the grapevine. Have you ever heard of a book called Reasoning blah blah? Wait, you guys are looking for it too? By two, you don't mean you're looking for it too? Darn, it does. So does that mean we're finally gonna have to square off against the Wait a minute. Would you mind telling me exactly why you're looking for it? Okay. Yep. If it really does turn out to be something important, I'll be sure to let you know if I hear anything. Oh, really? From your reaction before, Paimon thought you were after it too. Don't worry, a client had asked me to get her the book, but her attitude seemed off somehow, so I didn't take the commission. She's a smart cookie, though, and it was like she was hiding something, so I thought she must have had an ulterior motive. Besides, I have other things to look into right now. Is that a character we know? Then why don't you know? Compared to some commission, it's more important that you uncover the truth behind the book. Anyway, no time to lose. I've gotta get along. Gotta get going. Alright then, good luck. And don't forget to tell us if you hear anything. So it was just an NPC. I wonder who the his client could be. Hi. How are you so fast? Flying's faster than running. Sorry, it's a traveler thing. Having been through so much, I run fast. Alright, listen to me. It's like this. Paimon, don't get your hopes up. That book, it isn't some kind of treasure map. It's just an unbelievably unremarkable, surpassingly ordinary detective novel. Huh? But didn't you just say that there was treasure? If most people backtracked like that, Paimon just think they change their mind and want to keep all the more for themselves. But that's not something you do. No, that's... I'm sorry, I just couldn't bring myself to tell you earlier, so I played along with what you were saying. Here's what happened. I borrowed the book a month ago. When I opened it to the first page, I discovered one of the names was printed incorrectly. That night, I'd been drinking just a little, and I was starting to feel drowsy, so I picked up a pen and circled the name. As I'm sure you know, the House of Dana allows borrowers to annotate the books they take out. I'm in the habit of doing that too, so at the time I didn't give it a second thought. But after I was a dozen or so pages in, I realized that the names of all the characters in the book had intentionally been written slightly wrong. Maybe it would be more accurate to say that the novel itself was quite strange. All the characters' names were based on real historical figures, but rather than using their original names, they had been tweaked ever so slightly. Oh, Genshin. This is your bragging update, right? Most people would assume that the author had made a mistake or that there'd been a printing error, that they saw spelling mistakes like that. I didn't find the content particularly appealing, so I returned it before I finished reading it. But later on, I heard that the book had suddenly become the talk of the town, and that there were rumors about mysterious treasures or something. And you thought it had something to do with you? It certainly does sound like it. Yeah, and I also heard that now all the names in the book have been circled, not just one. I just haven't been able to figure out what must have happened after I returned it. Did you tell anyone else that you borrowed it? Let me think. Tinary? Last time we met, I also told him all about how poorly parts of the book were written. He said it made it sound very funny. So much so, in fact, that he suddenly wanted to take a look himself. You made it sound like it was so bad it's good. In that case, let's go find Tinary. That's fine with me, but I still have some work to finish up. And it's pretty urgent. How about I head back first and we can meet up again later once I'm done? No problem. Hope your work goes well. Me too. Thanks. See you later then. Alright. Okay, we go to Tinary. College should be not there. Isn't there a teleporter? Maybe there isn't. I think I'm gonna come from here because I think it was here or here that tree, that particular tree. It was next to the water side. Oh, I don't get it. How is it there? Because it was next to water. Oh, okay. That's what I'm always mixing up. I think it's somewhere here, but it's here. Yeah, they are still there. Okay. Why?
Laid bare.
Didn't give me... Oh, a little bit of spores. Okay. The crocodiles. I do it. There. Crocodiles are done. Wait. Okay, I'm way too far. Oh. That was the unnecessary running around thing. Yep. Over there. Hey, Tari. I heard you. Heard you. How's it going, Pigeon and Paimon? You guys sure look excited. Okay. You thought I know about the blah blah blah, and it's how you're looking for the novel. I'm not going to read the title. As you do so, you reflect once more on how absurdly long the title is and how. Okay. Oh, that one. Yes, I did go to the House of Dana to borrow it. Kave said it wasn't worth reading, but I was curious, so I went and read it anyway. The problem was, there were already 2 names circled in the book I borrowed, and the style each circle was different. It was like some kind of a game. Someone had drawn a red circle around the name of the first character that appeared, then someone else had drawn a green circle around another name. So in the time between Kevin returning the book and you taking it back out again, someone else had already annotated it. That's right. But I'm sure that the first circle was drawn by Kave. Yes, no surprise there. If you stop and think about it for but a second, guessing the identity of the second annotator should be trivial. You mean it was a Hayton? If there are 2 people living in a house and one of them drew the first circle and it's high, then it's highly likely that the other person left them mark too. Good point. Sometimes those 2 really are too much. In the end, it is as I suspected from the beginning. The first character whose name had been circled on the very first page turned out to be the murderer. Surely that's just a blatant spoiler. That joke where someone opens a novel and bam, there's a note in the margin that spoils everything right from the start. What kind of joke would be so cruel? That was one of Cyrus's, and it wasn't just a joke. He said he actually pulled a stunt like that when he was younger. Huh? Who was unlucky enough to borrow the book after he'd scribbled all over it? My master, Nafis, and Professor Zaha Hadi, who had a similar seminar with him that very afternoon. Cyrus said that master once threatened to give him a good beating by the side entrance of the House of Dana. It was only thanks to my mother and Professor Zaha Hadi intervening that it didn't happen. Paimon doesn't sympathize with Cyrus at all, not one bit. The House of Dana has never stopped people from annotating books, but this seemed like a special case. I didn't think the book could be allowed to keep circulating like that. So I circled several names myself, laying a false trail. Oh. The best place to hide a leaf is in the forest. It's a simple principle. Oh well, when you put it like that, but still, how many names did you circle, Henry? Let me think, not too many, about 3 or 4. I chose them all randomly. Then who circled the other names in the book? There must have been others who borrowed it and did something similar. I'm just not sure why. Who'd have thought borrowing books could be so complicated? Alright, let's go and ask around. Okay, so Sino will appear. Nahida has to. Probably. Look, there's Dia. Let's tell her what the real story is. Oh, Candace is there too. So I need to reflect a little on what I did. What happened? To meet you here today is surely due to the guidance of the gods. Greetings. Candace, is it a personal trip? Today's trip to the city is to buy provisions for the people of our village, as well as help Miss Sateria deliver a message to the sages of the Academia while I'm here. On the way, I happened to see Dihia sitting in the cafe looking down, so I came over to chat with her. Don't worry, it's nothing serious, it's just that I suddenly remembered a few details after that book after talking with you. Just a quick second. Okay. After talking with you, before that client had even contacted me, I'd heard rumors of an exciting novel full of undiscovered secrets. Out of curiosity, I asked Sino to take it out for me. As a desert dweller and a mercenary to boot, the idea of solving a mysterious treasure map is pretty exciting. Paimon totally gets that. We inherited our custom of searching for the gold and wisdom in the sense from the gods themselves. But that book turned out to be dry as dust. A bunch of names had been circled, but I still couldn't figure out what the puzzle was supposed to be, despite reading the whole thing through carefully from start to finish. In the end, I started to think it was some kind of ritual or game or something, so I picked up a pen and drew a circle of my own. But later on, Miss Dunyarzada asked her parents to find a way to borrow it for her. She said the mysterious markings fascinated her, even though she couldn't get into the book itself. If they were just regular annotations, it would be anything out of the ordinary, but these strange circles, you can't have but want to try and figure out what they might mean. That's true. So, what you're reflecting on is having accidentally interfered with other people's reading experiences. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Wait, hold on a second. Why did you tell Candace? She's a warrior, you know. Sometimes she has to interrogate criminals and other things like that too. Everyone recognizes that her job is sacred. So when we need to think over what we've gone wrong, we'll talk to her about it. Please don't be too surprised, my dear Picune. To me, listening to other people's mistakes is just another way of protecting them. By speaking of your own mistakes and hearing sincere advice in return, improvement will come over time. That's the way we do things. But all she did was draw a circle, and it's not like she was deliberately trying to mess with anyone. Besides, everyone agrees that the book itself is just bad. Don't worry about it, dear. That's true. I was just telling Candice how bizarre it is. But be that as it may, it doesn't change the fact that it just ain't right to mess with someone else's enjoyment of a book. That's the bottom line. Anyway, Dihya, please have faith that the gods will forgive your transgression. That's a bit too much. And besides, he told me about the part of the story where one of the suspects in the case ended up crawling out of the village on his hands and knees, and he was named Al-Ahmal. That's right, the detective in the book argued that he must have leapt across the broken bridge like a frog. Of course, you find out later that on his conjecture was totally off base. Why is that? Because it turns out that Al-Ahmal has a superpower, so he could float right across the broken bridge. What the heck is the book even about? It sounds completely ludicrous. Al-Ahmal. It's simply too reminiscent of the good name of King Deshret, don't you think? Though considering how transgressive this book sounds, I don't think it's worth overthinking it. But we know that it was just like a letter mistaken. A typo. You're right. I can't help but wonder what our friends at the Temple of Silence would say if somehow got their hands on the book. I'm sure those sages would be able to unpack interesting ideas from the text we ordinary people could scarce dream of. It's normal for there to be bridges outside the blizzard-swept mountain villages, and normal for them to get broken. But for a person to cross one by floating through the air, why resort to such a lame plot device? Is it really a serious detective novel? Sounds more like something out of a comic strip. Now they have comic in Genshin comics. Paimon's starting to get where Farzan was coming from. If you'd gotten all excited about reading a detective novel, but ended up reading tripe like that instead, better not to even think about it. So where's the book now? Not sure. I returned it after I was done reading it, and back then there weren't as many markings inside as the rumors say there are. Alright, then Detective Paimon is still on this case. Paimon's feeling lost. Maybe we should head back to the house of Dana? Alright. I mean, I'm here.
Thank you for completing.
No! Oh, what happened? I didn't even want to come here. I should have teleported. So, whom we're going to find? Hello. Has reason been returned yet? Katayun. There are 2 copies of this book. One has been marked up, the other hasn't. I'm guessing you're looking for the one with the marks? It's alright to us. Many others have asked for it too. I apologize, though it seems it hasn't been returned yet. Please come back again later. Can't you at least tell us who borrowed it? Well, as long as it... Hello. Hey. Now it works. Now? So now... Now it became even... Freaking... Huh? Nope. Now? Okay. Now it works. So again, accidentally touched the microphone. All things turn to shit. Disclosing borrowers' identities without proper reason for doing so would be a violation of professional ethics, so you'll have to forgive me for keeping that information confidential. You've got a point. It would be terrible if someone looking to steal a book started harassing whoever had borrowed it. Hey, you two look as confused as a couple of Aranara who've just run into each other head first. Are you looking for something? I can help. No, that's Nahida. That's Nahida. Hi there. She's probably not even here, just in our heads. Yeah. Nahida, have you heard of a book called blah blah blah? Such a long name, but yes, I know the one you mean. I heard that everyone was looking for it, and it sounded fascinating, so I found a brand new copy to read myself. By brand new, do you mean it wasn't a copy with all the markings on it? Yes, that's right. I was more interested in the content of the book itself than all those rumors about hidden treasure, so an unmarked copy was all I needed. Speaking of which, it's funny. There's more than one copy of this book, but everyone's looking for the one where all the names have been circled. Are they all afraid of spoilers, or do they actually crave them? Oh, then do you know who has the copy with the markings right now? I just so happen to have seen it in the hands of one of your friends. If you're looking for the copy that's sparkled all the rumors, you should look around near the palace of Akazarazai. And so, Sino is the one who's still missing. So I assume... I'm tired. I'm so tired. That's not close. And Nilu. Sino and Nilu. Oh, and that Setos, whoever is... Is that Dory, Sino, and Setos? Okay, so... the one I said is not here. Oh, darn you, General Mahamatra. Entrapment isn't gonna work. You can't do that. Hey, what do you mean by entrapment? Satos, wisdom's measure, no scholar who studies King Dashret's civilization fails to understand the significance of the Temple of Silence, and Satos is none other than the heir to this ancient organization and its history of over 1,000 years. After arriving in Sumeru City, he did not wish to be too conspicuous, and so chose to live in anonymity, crafting an ordinary identity. With his friendly smile and enthusiasm, this skilled conversationalist became a part of the community almost as soon as he arrived. If you run into him on the streets by chance, it wouldn't hurt to strike up a conversation. Perhaps he'll share a mysterious desert tale long lost amidst the sands. You were the one who said you had the book. I said I wanted to read it. Then you agreed to meet me here. Sino showed up too. Was just a coincidence, pure coincidence. You don't play games with me. I know who you are. You're that new kid Setos, right? I know you're a friend of Sino's. Huh? So you do know who I am? I saw how Sino was chasing you around, trying to get you to play cards, and how you found an excuse to run off after a couple of rounds right after. That left quite an impression. You didn't have to mention that. No, I think Dory's right about that. You always look for a way out when it comes to playing Evocation. It's becoming quite a problem. Petunia and Paimon, you've been standing there for quite a while. Oh, if it isn't, my dear Petunia and Paimon, what brings the two of you into the palace? Might it be that you have come to do business with me, the Lord Sangama Bay? Of course. Please give me a moment to conclude our business here, then I'll be with you straight away. Anyway, General Mahamatra, as I'm sure you are well aware, the means by which I had someone borrow this book from the House of Dana were both completely legal and perfectly reasonable. Seeing as it isn't yet time to return it, you have no right to forcibly seize a book I borrowed. That would only be the case had you not engaged in any irregular activities. Yet just now a buyer, Setos, came to the palace on the basis of a mysterious message to meet a seller hoping in vain to purchase a detective novel. What do you mean, buyer? He's one of your people. You sent him here to deliberately try to buy it and entrap me. That is not something I can acknowledge. What I can tell you is that I've had my eyes on this book for some time. Remember, it is forbidden to transfer or sell books from the House of Dana without explicit approval from the relevant authorities. I'm not selling anything, just to be clear. I'm just making the most of an opportunity. If someone pays me a little something on the side, I'll lend them this mysterious little novel to browse for a bit. If you don't believe me, just ask any of my curious readers. Yes, that is right. Your readers. Anyway, I was just showing him the book. Is that so? And here I was thinking you were really going to go through with any illegal transactions like this, Cetus. Huh? Wait, what? You two really aren't together? Huh. I was just really curious about this book. I finally managed to track it down, but I know it's true that Dory never actually said she wants to sell the book. So she isn't the mastermind who started all this? The mastermind? So by your own account, it looks like you might have jumped the gun a bit, General Mahamatra. I'm not handing the book over. You may think you've played an ace, Dory, but when you opened the book just now, I saw the truth revealed before me. The book's return date is today. That Sino sure got sharp eyes. That's right, I do have good vision. You have less than half an hour before the book is overdue. Give it to me, and I will return it. Huh, how could I? Just hand it over to you like that. This is a mysterious, super awesome, mega amazing paragon of illogical detective novels that is practically a treasure. I'm gonna make a fortune off of it. Should you really be admitting that out loud? I didn't say I was going to sell it. It's not like I was being serious. Then how about this, Dory, Sino? Why don't you two play a little game with the book as the stakes? That's one way of solving it. How about it, Dory? Do you dare accept the challenge? If you win, I turn a blind eye to the book for the time being, and if you lose, you have to hand it over. Oh, sounds interesting. Very well. I mean, what's the contest? Are both of you confident in your powers of mental recall? My memory is not bad. Yes. And you have both read the contents of this book, correct? That's right. Huh? Sino, you've actually read it? Oh, well, needless to say, so have I. In that case, I just open up the book and flip through a few pages, and you tell me how many pages have been circled. Best out of 3 wins. Sounds good? That's nuts. What? Chickening out? No, it's game on. Let's go. Good. In that case, the first page. 6. 6. Both correct. Next, the second page. I think it was 4. I'd say 4. Both of you are right again. 2 draws. So it all hangs on the next question. Listen up. Page 61. What? That? I don't quite remember. 7? I know. The answer is 5. Absolutely correct. The answer is 5. Sino, is your memory really that good? I'm not buying it. How did you do that? It's not actually because I have a good memory, but because the circling of the names left a deep impression on me. After I borrowed it, I noticed the names on the first few pages had been selectively circled by different people. Each person's penmanship was different, and moreover, I recognized 3 of the circles as having been drawn by Tinary. Few others used the same color of ink as he does, so it was instantly recognizable. You even know that? Yes, I learned of that habit of his long ago. At the time, I had just been promoted General Mahamatra and would go to the secret base when I wanted to get through all the trivial tasks in my in-tray at once with minimal disturbances. I would often find Tinary hidden away on a tree there, doing his homework. Noticing the writing implements he favored wasn't exactly detective work. In all these years, he's never once changed the ink he uses. Okay, well, that's very important detail. Fuck yeah. Back to that book, anyone who's read it knows that the first name circled is the real murderer. Perhaps Tinary did not want the plot to be spoiled for anyone else, so he circled other names. Annotating or marking a book is not in itself a violation of book borrowing regulations. But why are all the other marks there? Is there some conspiracy behind them? What do they even have to do with Tinary? I want to get to the bottom of this, even it's just for the sake of my friend. and to uncover the secret, you must become a part of the conspiracy. So I circled all the other names that were left in the book. What? To think you do such a thing? So there's no treasure at all, it was just you guys all along? That's right. Should you wish to hide a grain of sand, bury it in the desert. And that grain of sand, I can catch a glimpse of the truth. And in that grain of sand. And so you were drawn to it, making your plans, yet in a twist of fate were discovered by me. No matter how vast this world is, you cannot run from the long arm of the law. Wow, you're making a meal out of this, aren't you? You really have way too much time on your hands. Okay, I give up, you win. That's enough for today. It is time for Lord Sangama Bay to return to her room for some repose. Farewell, all. So, do you intend to take this book to the Temple of Silence? I'd heard there was treasure hidden inside and thought it might have something to do with the temple. I never thought that was the real story behind it. But when you agreed to compete, I had already surmised that you were familiar with this book. That's why I chose that particular format. Brilliant move, bro. Huh? What's with that look? We're just thinking, there have been more twists and turns in the story behind the book than in the actual story itself. Well, as long as you got it back, I leave uncovering the rest of the secrets to you and take my leave for now. See you later, everyone. Can I borrow the book? Of course. After Sino hands you the book, you and Paimon quickly thumb through it. Though you weren't reading very carefully, you can tell that something's not quite right. The plot is wildly imaginative, and just as everyone says, though most of the names in the book seem familiar, on closer inspection you realize that they aren't actually the names of the historical figures you thought they were at first. Not only that, but every name has been circled, thinking back on the course of events you fall silent, and then you explain the full story. How unexpected, but still it does make sense, and it is far better than the existence of an actual conspiracy. In that case, I still have other plans. Last time I was at Caravan Ribat, I promised to I'd meet Dihi and Candice for drinks. Petunia, could I trouble you to return the book for me? Sure, leave that to me. Thanks, friend. End of it? Not yet. We have to return it. Oh, this is a story about nothing. But it's a fun one. I have to admit that it's stupid because of comparing it to other parts of Genshin. But in itself, it's a funny one. There. Hey. Well, we're finally back. Now let's return this book. You really found the book? Amazing. I've been waiting here for it to be returned so I could see it as soon as possible. You recount the entire tale to cover your ears? Oh, seriously, how's that even possible? I circled the actual murder? Paimon's pretty surprised by the whole thing too. Let's just take care of the book problem first. Hello. This book, it's probably all my fault for using permanent ink to mark a page, since that caused a whole mess of other things to happen. Now it's all marked up like this, and there's even a risk of those marks spoiling the story, so I'd like to buy it. The whole issue should be avoidable if the Academia uses the money to buy a new copy. Would you please consider my proposal? Mr. Covey, your idea has merit, and it is indeed a good way to resolve this situation. I confirm the book's price now. and then you can pay over there. That's great. Thank you so much. Shortly afterwards, Keva accompanies the Academia staff to register the purchase of the book and pays the full amount. The staff member carefully wraps up the thoroughly marked up old book and gives it to him. What a blunder. Regardless, thank you so much for all your help. It was nothing, we were just kind of along for the ride. Still, Kaveh, it would be better if you used something more risible to make notes in the future. I understand, I never let myself subconsciously correct typesetting errors ever again. No, I mean, I'll never again borrow a book with such a long name, at least for a while. And... Wow, why is this loading screen this long? I hate them. You're here. I was looking everywhere for you. What is it? Guess what I've got in this little bag here. If I had to guess, a young man's tears of regret. And what would you know? Its reasoning knows not the time of day, but suspense always follows a blizzard. You actually bothered to memorize a ridiculous and boring name like that? That's just because when I was filling out the paperwork to buy it back at the Academia office, I had to write it out over and over. Then it looks like this book has a new owner. Only because I subconsciously marked up the book with ink. Did you know that Tainari, Dihi, and Sino all circled names in the book? And it all started because the name I circled was the real killer. To be perfectly honest, the moment I first saw the murderer's name circled, I knew this would happen. Wait a second, how come you've read the book too? I had the pleasure of reading it in the House of Dana. The logic is a mess. It's just poorly written. And you left the book out in the study. So you knew I circled the killer. Then, did you circle any names in the book? What do you think? So you did? The second one is mine. Why? The best way to avoid spoilers is to add the red herring. Then why just one? Tinary circled 3. I already significantly reduced the probability of the murderer's identity being spoiled for the next reader. That's more than enough. No need to worry about things that are beyond saving. And just why isn't it necessary? Using permanent ink to circle a name on the first page, that's obviously beyond saving. What kind of logic is that? I bet you just drew your circle for fun. If I must say so, then it's because the circling of the names is far more interesting than the book itself. Fair point. In the end, I only have myself to blame for using up all my pens, so I need to go buy some more. Congratulations, this one of a kind, out of a print book, personally penned by the hands of so many, is now yours. Do you think I look happy about it? I don't even want it. If it was Paimon, she wouldn't want it either. That's a no from me too. Hey, quest completed. Fine, fuckingly. Okay, so what else should I do? Have I been to the wolf? That's not the wolf. This is the wolf. Nope. Let's do the wolf. Because I have so much resin. Huh. Huh. All right. Okay, so I got really tired about because of this lot of reading. It's like 3.5 hours of reading. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. Huh? There we are. Yeah, ready.
Into the shadows.
Shower me with praise.
Gather!
There. Nope. Okay, who else? Storm, Terror, Jury, end of. Let's go to the Utamia. Now, if I'm good enough, not like how Santa expects us to be,
Stabilize!
but more like result-wise. If I'm good enough, then I can do this. In that way. That we are not getting into the second phase. Alrighty.
Strike a pop.
Solidify!
Transfix. Ready. Weak. Absurd. Time to testify. Pathetic. Weak. Pathetic.
Careless! Stabilize!
The eye sweeps the
Just
land.
at the second.
Laid bare.
Alright.
Shattered. Everlasting as the moon. Transfixed.
Shower me with
Lightning falls on the
Solidify.
land of eternity. Restore.
There you go.
Flame is eternal. Crumbles before me.
Okay. Nothing. There's one more. But this way, it can be finished so quickly as well. So quickly. That I will just hit the lady on the face. It's always hidden on the other side. Okay.
Solidify.
Strike a pose.
Transfixed. Where evil lurks, shoot on sight. Into the shadows.
Let the world collide.
And I'm already...
Gather.
It's like...
Overruled. Loaded.
Please! Ah, it's always that little bit.
Solidify.
There was like 2 times when I was able to finish her off, because it's not like how quickly you finish it, how quickly you finish that last segment.
Stabilize.
Who did? I never asked for redemption. Never.
Never. Ugh. Ugh. Ah, that was ugly. I'm sorry you had to see that. But this is the last thing that I had to do today. Yep, these are the thingies. This is the thing of the thingies. So it's another one. And these are still back. And I still need to finish these. At one point. Not now. At least Simulanka stories are finished. I am curious about what the tower crafters will say about it, because I'm probably completely off the trail, but you know, on the fly, and like it could be that I will like cut these together in a bouquet, so that what I keep from my theories here, what I would keep, because there are many things that I assumed, and I just mentioned that maybe others have better assumptions there, but more like all together. Like there is not a conception. What's what I would like to say, that, but there is like a union. That's not the word either. What I'm looking for, but the thing is that it attaches either way. That's how they are telling their stories in Genshin. That it connects either way, and just the story is, as they are saying, that there are multiple stories that they are overlapping. So you're like, even if you're saying one or the other, you're right. That tells even theory crafters that their theories are not like either this or that, but basically more than one theory works. But whatever. That's all for today. Go away. No, that's someone else's stuff, not mine. That's a name card. Let's look for a name card. Wow. These are the battle passes, and these are everything else that can be done in the game. I mean, like one line of the name tags I could still get, I guess. So this would be Kirara, but I will go with Lynette. Let's picture, it's better. Okay, so thank you for watching. Sorry for the audio disturbance if there was any. I mean, I know that there was. It's if you were bothered, that wasn't intentional. Yeah. So, thank you. Bye.